Hello, and welcome to the Fairy Godfather Knitcast. I'm Matthew, aka Fairy Godfather, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about fiber-related things, knitting, design, creativity, and just share my works in progress with you and read your lovely comments. It's so great hearing from you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who commented. Sorry it took me a while to get back and answer the most recent ones. I do try to answer every comment. It just takes a little time sometimes. And things have been transitional. It's been very I had been on the road, so moving from sort of like traveling back to being here in my apartment in Toronto permanently, or as permanently as I get, let's put it that way. Transitioning hopefully from winter to spring. And that has meant a lot of transition sort of knitting wise too. I'll get into that in a bit. But so I have a few things to show you. I have a finished object and a few works in progress. And yeah, it feels like a lot. Maybe it isn't. Let's just get right into it. Here we go. So the first and only finished object I have for you today is the armored cardigan that I've been working on for so long. I don't know actually when I started it. I can remember that I was working on it last March, and I know sort of which slice I was on, which segment. So that might mean I may have started it in January of last year or even before. So it's been a long time coming. I'm very happy to have it done. Thank you again to Jeanette at Small Fish Yarns for saving me with the skein of Cinnamon Girl. So you might wonder why I'm not wearing it, and it's just because I want to wear it for you like outside in spring, and it's just spring has been very slow to come here in Toronto. It's here. I want to say it's here, although we did get a little snow squall last week. I just really want to wear it like out, and there's just starting to be little buds on the trees. There's just starting to be little shoots of flowers coming up. So I can tell spring is coming. I just have a vision of wearing that garment outside, like with blossoms and spring leaves and, you know, maybe a forsythia tree or something. So I will wear it in a future episode, and I just like won't talk about it then. It's done now, but I will show it to you. I'll model it for you right now. Hold while I change. So here I come in the catwalk of my apartment. I've seamed the two sides together down the back, you can see. By the way, the tank top I'm wearing, a friend dyed for me with avocado pits, which is why it looks so stained and weird. Anyway, this is the first way of wearing the cardigan. It's kind of drapey. I like the way it falls. This gives the sort of shorter sleeve, but a longer sort of cardigan, almost 3/4 length kind of thing. Then there's an other orientation. I wear it this way when I'm watching TV or sitting on the couch because it has a higher back and it gives the longer sleeve. So it's a little bit warmer, a little bit cozier and blanketier. I don't know what I'm doing in this moment. I'm just trying to be a model. And but it has the higher back. So it's more of a sort of bolero cut, I guess. But it's still, you still get quite a bit of length in the front and everything. So yeah, I like having the option to wear it the two ways, and I'm pleased as punch. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea how that turned out. And like I say, in a future episode, I'll wear it hopefully with the hat and the fingerless mitts that I've shown before. And you can see the whole ensemble together. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've kind of wanted a like big flowy around the house kind of thing like that. It's super fun to wear. And yeah, so I'm enjoying it so far. I'm happy with it. So that's my only finished object. The next thing I have to show you guys is something you saw last week, which was the fingerless mitts I was doing on the DPNs. I'll put the pattern up here. And I haven't done like that much more. I did I Kitchenered the seam, but I kind of messed it up. You can see it's not, it was started out great, and then I messed something up, and it took me a while to like catch it. So yeah, I kind of messed up the Kitchener a little bit, and then I did this ribbing, and I used Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, and it was just too stretchy. So now it's sort of curling and flaring out quite a bit. So, I mean, like, there occur. I'm happy I found the pattern. I'm happy I got to try this construction. I just don't know overall that I'm like loving this enough to do a second one or to necessarily pair it with the twist and turn shawl. Like I don't know. It's just not, it's not like pushing me forward to do more. Let's put it that way. And I think I'm going to need this yarn for something else, which I will get to in a second. Okay. So yeah, so not much there. Where I have made more progress is on the woven chevrons shawl. So tangled. I'm in one of those phases where I feel like my life is just yarn. I'm just always like pulling yarn out or putting yarn away or being tangled in something or like it's a lot, guys. Okay, here we go. Woven chevrons. Loving it. I'm loving how it's turning out. I'm loving my color choices. I am loving the process of knitting it. It's just so fun. Look how bright and graphic that is. You know, it's great. Because I like to be forthcoming with my mistakes, there was one on this orange chevron or whatever. I messed up the edging. Will you be able to see? Like it's supposed to be an I-cord all along, and I forgot to slip on those ones and did garter ridges. So like there's little garter bumps that shouldn't be there. I feel like there might have been one or two other little mistakes. But it's pretty good in general. Like any mistake that's there, I'm fine with. And I like how it's turning out. So yeah, I mean, now it's just, that's 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So I think I have to do that much and then you repeat 7 more times. I think I have to do 5 more repeats. And obviously it gets longer each time, so each repeat takes longer to do, and so on and so forth. But like I say, I'm really enjoying it. Not much else to say. I should stop talking about it now. Okay. So ridiculous. When I ordered the Cinnamon Girl from Jeanette in order to finish the armored cardigan that I've just shown you, I saw that she had a new colorway. This is gonna crinkle. Called In a Pickle. Look at it. Look how beautiful it is. It's so nice, you guys. In a pickle. Can you even see that? I love pickles. I mean, if you don't know that about me, know it now. I love pickles. Anyway, so I had long wanted to try a pattern by this designer, Rastus Hsu, who was just featured on Stephen and Penelope, is all over the internet. You should follow them and look at their designs. So I have several patterns, but I just haven't had a chance to knit any of them yet. And the one I was most excited to do is called the Arden. Arden? I'm gonna say Arden. And it is a Dickie, which is not a garment type that a lot of people are familiar with, but those who know it well, and those who know it love it. Someone, I'm tempted to say that it was Leanne, the Knitty Stew. Was it you? Someone put the phrase, the noble Dickie, in my head by saying it on their podcast. Perhaps in reference to another pattern that they were doing that references the noble Dickie. The Arden, the write-up does not include the phrase noble Dickie, but somehow the phrase the noble Dickie has become embedded in my mind To the point where I'm now thinking about doing like a silly future video in which I wear the Dickie and recite a poem about Dickies. So look forward to that later in April. But anyway, so this is the Arden by Rastus Hsu. It's a Dickie. So what's cool about it, especially for spring and these shoulder seasons, sorry, I'm really into air quotes right now, by the way, and I'm just like putting them on everything. So, you know, people refer to spring and fall as the shoulder seasons, at least here in Canada. And like the weather we're having right now, I only know centigrade, sorry, is like, it'll be like 10 degrees one day and then we'll get a cold snap and it'll go below 0 and there'll be snow and then it will be 12 the next day. And so it's just like, it's really up and down. It's all over the place. You never know what you need to be wearing. You're always like mixing between hot and cold. So they're just like very seasons in which layers are the key. There's just like no way to do it without having lots of like layers that you can like put on and take off as the weather changes in its way. And do what you need to do, weather. Bring summer towards us. But it's been weird, okay? Anyway, so the Dickie is it's basically like a turtleneck and a long front and a short back. So, you know, you can wear it under a jacket, you can wear it under a long sleeve shirt. There's all these ways that you can style it. So I'm almost done the front, but look, gaze upon it. Look, my friends, look at this beauty. I'm so happy with it. Ever since I've seen this pattern, okay, it takes worsted weight yarn, and I've spent so many hours looking at worsted weight yarns on the Sweet Georgia site, on so many sites, and I just never took the plunge. It never was like, yes, that's my Dickie. When I saw In a Pickle, I knew that this was gonna be my Dickie. I'm so happy with it. It's so springy to me. It's so green. And I just look, I'm obsessed. This has not been an easy process. Okay, here's my mistakes, guys. You want to see some perfectionism? There's one little thing, yeah. Way down here, I slipped with the yarn in front instead of slipping with the yarn in back, and now I will never, ever forget. I didn't notice that till way later. There's one other one kind of like that. Oh, yeah. Here, what? I did something wrong with this cable cross, so there's this little extra piece of yarn here sideways. Drives me crazy. I'm actually considering cutting it, pulling it through to the back and tying it in a knot on the back. I might do that at the end. But otherwise, but there have been points where I've missed cable crossings or miscrossed, as in I've crossed in the wrong direction. And I've pulled back. So I had to pull back about 3 repeats to fix one time. It was around here because it got a little bit wonky on the side when I ripped back to fix it. Like you can a little bit see that I ripped back to there. So yeah, I lost about 3 repeats that time. And then there was another time I missed one. You may have seen it on my Instagram, but I just went down like the cable, if that makes sense. Like this is a 9-stitch cable thing. So I just opened up those 9 stitches and went down several rows, fixed the cable, and then re-knitted just the cables back up. So it's been good practice for cabling. It's been good practice for fixing my mistakes. It's been good practice for accepting my mistakes. So yeah, it's just been a wonderful process and I can't wait till it's done. I'm so excited. I love it. Is it embarrassing to like love yarn this much? But I do. I just do, and I can't help it. And I'm not gonna apologize for it. Yes, so, you know, like there's so many things I want to knit there's so many things I want to design. There's so many things I want to write and do in the rest of my life. And it's just hard to do it all. It's just hard to balance everything, you know. So in my mind, like I wanted this to be the year of cardigans. I had all these cardigan plans. I wanted to knit all these like heavy winter sweaters and, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And the truth is, like, winter's over, right? And if I want to get any designs out this summer, I have two sort of like tank top. One might be a t-shirt, but like a tank top t-shirt, summer garment is the point. I have two ideas. And one is half done because I started it last year, and I think I can do that. I think that like obviously it should be out before August. I would love to have one out, say, for Pride at the end of June. But anyway, if I want to have any designs out this summer, if I want to knit any summer stuff for myself, like I need to start now, right? It's time to like, I'm searching for like cottons and linens and those kinds of fibers because it's like, it's time to get on that stuff. This was one that I did not finish last summer. It is the Pure Mesh Pullover by James N. Watts. And I think I finished either the front or the back. I don't know if my gauge is right. I don't know a lot of stuff. Let's see. And I actually got, because it's done with only one skein. Woo! Sorry, guys. Something's happening here. Because it's done with only one skein, I was able to splurge one skein of lace weight. I was able to splurge on La Bien-Aimée. I should have pulled this out before. But like, this is the idea. You can like, and it knits up really small, but then it's like, it's super stretchy. So theoretically, this is gonna fit me. I'm not convinced yet. And everybody, this was the one where everybody was like, it's such an easy knit. It's such an easy, fast knit. It's so easy and fast. And I did not find it easy or fast. At all. I found it really hard. So anyway, but I'm excited to continue and finish. But like, that's just an example of like a summer thing that I had to abandon and put away. But it's kind of fun that now I can like pull it back out. So, and then yeah, so I had started the next side as well. So we'll see, like hopefully I can get that done. Right, so this kind of makes no sense with what I just said. So this is what I mean, like my knitting path forward has not been clear to me of late. I have these designs I want to do. But I'm just like really enjoying knitting for myself. Like the first few years of knitting, I almost entirely knit for other people. Like if not 90%, like a lot. I mostly was gift knitting. I mostly was giving stuff away. Even the stuff I was trying to make for myself didn't fit and I would give it away. So I'm actually really enjoying like making things that I can wear and that I feel like I look good in and that I feel good in. So I want to do more of that. But anyway, it's just all a lot. So, and then, you know, I had all those, I was going to do all these like fingerless gloves to match other things that I'd knit and blah, blah, blah. But now I'm just like, I'm putting all that winter stuff away and I'm just looking forward to summer. But okay, so now I need to, sorry guys, I'm just, I'm trying to say the words Elfmail, okay? I've been watching The Rings of Power on Prime, if you haven't seen that already. So I was thinking about elves. So anyway, there's this sweater, the Elfmail, okay? I think I first saw it on Taylor Owen's channel. If you guys don't know Taylor Owen, yeah. I super enjoy her channel. and watching her videos, though I'm way behind. I need to catch up. But she was just someone that I found, and in one of her videos, she's wearing the Elfmail, and she references it. And I was like, wow, that looks incredible. I want that. So I got that pattern. And it's a fingering weight sweater, which I didn't know was like a thing. Like later on, I saw other YouTubers say, well, I've never done a fingering weight sweater, or I wouldn't try a fingering weight sweater. And I just didn't know. Like I just didn't know enough to know that that takes a really long time and is kind of hard. So, you know, I was just like jumping into things left, right, and center. And I'm so glad I did, because it like led me to try things that now don't scare me anymore, right? So anyway, I did this Elfmail sweater. I'm so out of it today. I'm so hyper. So now I'm also trying to say Cabin Boy Knits. If you guys don't know Cabin Boy Knits, they're amazing. They're Canadian. I'll link to their channel. They have a YouTube channel. I'm way behind on them as well. They're funny. So, oh my God. It's like one little tendril of story leads to another tendril of story leads to another tendril of story. You know what I mean? I just don't know what I'm doing. Way back in the early days, maybe 2 years ago, I ordered my first yarn box, and it was like a curated Canadian thing themed around winter light apricity. Anyway, that's how I first found Cabin Boy Knits. They had some yarn in there, which I used to make these arm warmers for my friend Steph. I had this photo on Instagram, and Cabin Boy Knits saw that photo and asked if they could put it in their YouTube episode. And that's when I was like, people YouTube about knitting? You know? So anyway, I sometimes wonder if I bought all this yarn from them and then never seemingly did anything with it. But secretly I did. So at the same time, I was like sort of learning about sizing, right? And it can be really hard to pick. And like, also like whole huge topic of like gender and gendered bodies and whatever, and how this affects sweaters and so on. But like, because we go by the bust measurement, and like that's usually the measurement by which you determine the size of like which size to pick in a pattern, right? But like, you know, our bodies are still can be shaped like quite differently. And I don't just mean between men and women, like within men, within women, like there's all kinds of shapes and sizes. So I just find like using the bust measurement as like the one thing that is supposed to determine all other aspects of your pattern or like sizing choice, I have questions, let's say. And we can explore them in future episodes, perhaps. But so anyway, I ended up choosing the medium, or like whatever number it was in there, 2, 3. And when I finished, I didn't like the way it fit. I've been trying to find photos of it, and I did kind of find these, excuse my underwear. So you can just see, but like there's only one sleeve in these. I couldn't find the ones where I tried it on with 2 sleeves. But they do exist somewhere. And so, you know what I mean? It technically fit me, but it was skin tight, which I was like sort of into, but like the way it looked just around my shoulders and neck and upper body was what I didn't like. To the point where I just knew I wasn't going to wear it. And so I gave it away to my friend Holly, who looks incredible in it. Here's Holly wearing it. It was obviously meant to be with Holly. So, but I loved that color combination. Okay, so that yarn, there's gonna be a siren. That yarn is from Cabin Boy Knits. It's cochineal. Cochineal. Cochineal is like the orangey one. It's made from beetles, from beetle shells. It's the same red that's in Campari. And I didn't realize, I guess traditionally the British army coats, like when we said like the red coats were coming, like that was cochineal. And then like a henna something is the other one. Anyway, so I had also bought sweater quantities in these other ones. I thought this would look so good together in that same sweater. Okay, so this is their naturally dyed blue-faced Leicester superwash. Haha, I was like, I'm gonna be able to do what BFL SW means. Oh my god, sorry. I have my curtains open and it's... anyway, these are them. They're super cute. So this is marigold. This is dyed with marigold. It's so nice. And then this is indigo. And this is 80-20 with silk. So it's 20% silk. And it's dyed using indigo. So you can see, like, you kind of get some bluiness. But it's predominantly green, this like greenish yellow. So the other day, I've been having this like impulse to cast on. I've been trying to not cast on because I want to finish the Dickie and the shawl. Then this like switch to summer and like, should I be knitting like cotton things and linen things and like tank tops and like, seriously, I've just been like my knittingness, the knitting part of my life, which is a huge part of my life, has just been feeling very like unstable and unfocused and a bit weird. So anyway, the other night, like literally, I think just in one night, I started on the next Elfmail. So I went 2 sizes up. So this is the extra large. I know it's more popular to use numbers now, but this pattern does still use the terms like small, medium, large, extra large. So this is the extra large. And, you know, it's going great, but I just feel like the contrast isn't that high. So, like, I'm just worried that it's gonna sort of, like, up close, you can see it, and it looks great, and it's, like, a fun pattern. But, like, pulled back, I think it's just gonna look like a pale sweater, you know what I mean? It's just gonna look... they're just too close together. It's just not enough contrast. I can say it more times in more ways, but it's going to be the same. It's just it's just not a high enough contrast. So it's weird. Like when you hold them up like this, yes, like I feel like there is contrast. But when they're actually knit in the whatever it is, broken seed, I can't. It just doesn't show up right. Hi, sorry, I had some technical difficulties there with the device I was recording on. I'm now recording on a different device. Hopefully this is not too jarringly different. So I believe I was still talking about the Elfmail, which I don't think I said is by Dani Miga, although I hopefully put it up like this. Anyway, so yes, after I decided that I'm probably going to pull out that Elfmail, I've wanted to do another one for so long, and so I still have all this, you can kind of see it, all this coast from the Laura Trunky sweater that I made in this episode. I can't ever remember which side it's on. The Laura Trunky, I have all this coast left over. I bought cones. So it is black. So what I decided is to use black as the... There's also something funny with this pattern, in my opinion, in the what they call the main color versus the contrast color. So like when you see it all done up, to me, like it's just like what to my eye looks like the main color is sort of the background one, and the one that is crisscrossy on top to me would be the contrast color, but it's actually the opposite because that's the color that is, I guess, the collar and the short rows. So in this case, like the yellow, the marigold, would be the main color, and the indigo green would be the contrast color. I don't know why it's like backwards to what my brain sees. So black is going to be my contrast color, but I think the predominant main color, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to use this leftover bit from the Twist and Turn shawl, and then I'm going to use all my Twist and Turn stuff. So when that red runs out, I will transition to the flamingo, and when the flamingo runs out, I will transition to the gray. And if we're not at sleeves by that point, I will use other coast colors, other grays to do like a gradient thing. So the next night after I did this much of this Elfmail and decided that I didn't like the colors. Although now I'm like, what was I thinking? It looks amazing. But I just think it won't read, I don't think. Anyway, so here's how it looks with the black and red. For some reason, this is very un-Matthew, I didn't think I wanted just the pure red color and short row part. So I held one strand of the black coast with it to kind of get this marl. And now I've just started into the actual pattern there. So I'm into it. I'm sort of joking. It's like dark elf, evil elf. Like when I was watching Rings of Power, I was like, yeah, this is going to be right on for that, the evil elf that makes the orcs or whatever. So yeah, I think this is going to look great. And then it will transition into the pink and stuff. I think it'll be fun. And like, hopefully like still wearable. Should I be lucky enough to finish during April? But you know what I mean? There's still cool days in May and June. So it's like a very different, they're obviously like very different sweaters in a lot of ways. And like my size, like look how different they are. Like same needles, just different yarn. But I mean, I wanted extra large anyway, and like it's gonna be okay. So anyway, a long way to go, as you can see. So anyway, even if I don't finish this like before it becomes too hot to wear it, I think that's okay. And then in terms of acquisitions, I don't know that I have anything to share right now. But I have ordered some things. So in a future episode, I will share with you what has arrived. So I think that's it for me for now. Thank you so much for coming along this weird, ineloquent journey with me. I will try to do better next time. I appreciate all of you so much. If you enjoy the Knitcast, please tell your friends about it. I'm trying to grow the channel. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I am going to do a giveaway of a book called Watershed by Doreen Vanderstoep. I may also, if I can figure out a good skein to pair with it, I would give like the book and a skein maybe. So anyway, that's your incentive to subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. Please like the video. Please share with your friends. And please send me one of your wonderful comments. I love reading them, and I do love replying to them. Again, sorry for the delay with this last round. But I'm hoping to post more consistently through April and May. It just took some time to think about like what I want to do with the channel and where I want to go with it and what sort of videos I want to make going forward. So yes, you will be seeing me more regularly from now on, I promise. And I hope you all have wonderful days and happy knitting. Bye.